Yo yo, welcome everyone to a brand new video, and today it's time for Psgl and we're racing around Japan, as you can see. And unfortunately last week we were not racing. I was on vacation, so no race for me.
The worst final sector I've ever seen.
But the race before,
Jesus.
we won
How to
around
win it.
Qatar, so let's see how we do in this race. Bank lap was not ideal. Final sector made a big mistake, but now we are on a pretty decent lap, 1.5 tenths up. Now final corner going a lot better, improving with 1.5 tenths in the final sector. I think even more. I think it's almost 2.5 tenths. And that's a 0.6 on our second lap, and that's pretty decent. I think PB was around a 0.5 mid. Not really special, but just trying to get as close as possible to that lap time. Currently in P3 on the board, but everyone has one more lap. So now first the S section, there's the car went off the track. Try to not get distracted by that. And now also there's a sound delay. I'm not sure why that happens and how to fix it, so if you guys know it, or any one of you know it, let me know, because it's quite annoying for streaming. But now the hairpin third gear, and can be quite early on power as there's a small banking. We're basically equal on our fastest lap time. Currently we also dropped to P4. And now 6th gear for the first left-hander and a 5th for the second left-hander. And now we are improving 14 thousandths. It's going up slowly, a 0.37 split. And now it's only the chicane, and we need to take it very well to still improve with quite a bit. Slightly missed the apex, and our exit was not a deal, so it's a very tiny improvement. It's only 200
Again,
I think
last sector, man. I don't get it.
But still starting in P4.
Oh my lord, look
So
at that. That's beautiful.
That's
No
not
restart,
bad. We were
absolutely
only excuse me. We were only 1/10 of P1 Joseph Loke, who is gonna start in P1, so he did very well. There were a lot of
some suckers.
5-place grid
Dutchies,
penalties
man,
because of blocking.
They're like
So there will
2
be a
meters
lobby
behind you
restart,
on the
and then
entire outlap. That's why
we're
I
gonna
let
go
them
racing. So yeah, let's head into the race. Here we are then at the start of this Grand Prix, and currently we're just watching what tires people gonna start on, and in the meantime I was getting bored, so I just made a quick song. Let me know what you guys think of that. So yeah, currently we are still on the soft tires, but at the last moment we are gonna switch to the hards. Just felt way more confident starting on these, and just wanted to be the fastest man on track at the end of this race. So yeah, here we go. There are 5 red lights, and away we go. Our start is not really good, but that's basically because we are on the hards and the cars had all on softs. As Jack West went down the inside there, we gave him just about enough space. And now Yannick Schmidt is right behind us, also on the soft tires. I think many people choose to start on the softs, and people further at the back went on for the hard tires. But now Yannick right behind us on the softs will have more grip. Same for the guys ahead of us, so we have to try and not lose them and stay in the DRS. As Yannick is probably going for a move now, so we go slightly defensive and make sure he doesn't have an easy overtake. But now cars behind made contact, and the gap is now 8 tenths, so that's a good distance for me to just focus on the cars ahead for now. And do my pace. First lap could stay with them, but now Max Wisso, you can see he's on the grass and he spins there. And that's not good for us. as the cars ahead do have a gap now of over a second. And as I say here,
That's not ideal.
it's not really gonna help us. And Max Wiesel left the session, and looking back at his onboard, he disconnected. So it's very unlucky for him. He didn't spin on his own. He just had internet issues. But top left, again, you guys can see the gap is over a second. And that means no slipstream, no DRS, and I am on the hard tires. So we are in a pretty bad position now. Even though next lap we did close the gap to 9/10, but now I am below 10%, and the guys ahead of me are using their battery just to keep me out of the DRS zone. So that's very smart from them, just not really ideal for me. And now lap 4, they gained around 4/10. But yeah, I thought I needed Mirko because I was on hard tires, of course. I had no ERS, and I thought Mirko will have a lot more pace. So I was hoping for him to close the gap to me, and that he could get past me and then get close to the cars ahead. But as you can see, the delta to the cars ahead, we're closing quite a bit. The gap went down with like 3/10 there, or 2/10 in just the S section. So these hard tires not even that bad. And here again we're gaining another 2/10 in Dagner 1 and Dagner 2. So I don't know what happened, but we just gained half a second, I think, in the first and a bit of the second sector. So now again we are very low in ERS. The gap is 9.5 and now we are gonna use our ERS. We're gonna try and close the gap, and Joseph is not using anything. So we managed to get back into the DRS, and that was a really nice feeling, to be honest. We could just save ERS, so now we are up to 44% ERS, but there's a virtual safety car. And this is where it's gonna be interesting, because if this safety car will stay when we arrive at the pits, I have to box as well, because you will lose too much time staying out, and it's just not worth it.
If this continues, I think I need to box.
Like I said there, so then we just have to box to mediums and pray for the best. Because staying out will lose you probably a couple seconds, and that's just not worth. But now look at the delta top right. We are red, so I'm braking here and then going back on throttle. But look where the guys are up ahead.
How did they manage to get so far ahead?
They just went like a second down on the delta. And didn't get any penalties or anything, and I didn't know that that was like possible to do.
Yeah, how did they get so far ahead? What? Great.
And I was very confused, as you can see. So now the gap is almost 2.5 seconds. And there was some traffic as well, and they managed to get through it, as we're absolutely sending it now. And there's our teammate Jan, also in the Aston Martin, and I was hoping for him, I was hoping that he would help me out a bit and defend against the guys behind me, because that's Mirko and Jack, and they're both ahead of me in the standings. And same for Joseph. He's, I think, P3 now in the standings. It's Mirko leading, Jack at P2. But now Ben Sabo next up, but Jan behind is, I think, going slightly defensive there to Mirko. So that was really good to see there. Great teamwork, to be honest. But now Ben's, I was thinking about going on the right side there, but this was just easier to do. Going down the inside of the hairpin, and that's a move done. Luckily didn't really defend or anything. But now you can see in the top left, Mirko is 1.2 seconds behind. So we are extending a gap here, and if we can get past Matthew without any issues, we can maybe pull a gap to Mirko and keep him behind. And also cars ahead now, 1.8, 1.9 seconds is the gap. So we have to close that gap again. But now next lap we gained around 5 tenths, I think. So the pace was really good, and now the next lap we managed to get back into the DRS, and also you can see the gap to Jack West.
It's not really helping.
Almost. Jack West's gap is 4.4 seconds, so we put a pretty big gap to them as well.
Help me out.
But now, new stuff. Rishon is still out on hard tires, and he didn't make a pit stop yet, and now he is between me and the first 2 drivers. And I was hoping that he wouldn't really
a lot slower, so it's fine.
That he wouldn't be a lot slower, and like I said there, he wasn't.
These box, then.
So that was a really good sign, to be honest. He could just stay with them, with probably using a little bit of ERS, but still didn't make me lose a lot of time, so I was very happy with that. And now lap 20, this is probably the highlight of the race. I'm gonna calculate my tire wear, so yeah, enjoy it.
Wait, when did I box? Like lap 8? I'm on 44%. Should be safe, right? 47. 12 laps. 48, 4% a lap. 4 times 7 is 14. 61%, okay. I should be good. Quick maths.
Yeah, I just said that 4 times 7 is 14. Maybe that's just during races.
Nice ghost that car.
I don't know what was going through my mind. And saying quick maths after it made it a lot worse, to be honest. But now, Mercedes.
What a move.
Was a ghost car. I think it was Max Wiesau's car. We didn't have any problems with it, so that was good. But now at 24 we're gonna start closing in on the guys as we had a full battery. But now that step right there, I didn't really expect him to slow down that
early. Why are we stopping at 150 meters, bro?
Like I said, I didn't really expect it, and now again we're gonna use a bit of our ERS. We're gonna try to make a move on this AlphaTauri, but now he squeezes us and gives us just enough space, and we yeah, lost a bit of control of the car there, so couldn't make a move or anything. And now lap 26.
Why is he not doing anything?
I was hoping for them to start battling at this point, as they would slow down quite a bit, but now you can see the gap is quite big. The tires were giving up. Of course, I'm on around 73% at this moment, so it's gonna be a podium in this race unless everything that happens. So we can be very happy with that.
It was all my bad, but GG's, got podium.
So yeah, it's a pretty decent result.
Good end game at the front.
I would love to see what would have happened if there wasn't the virtual safety car, because I think we could have done a better job than this, considering the pace we had. Of course, closing the gap with hard tires to soft runners without ERS, and then closing the gap again. But then we were on mediums, they were on hards, but still the pace was very good, and I'm very happy to see that we just have the raw pace to be competitive. So yeah, from P4 to P3, Max Wiesau unfortunately disconnected, but I can be happy with this race. Next week will be Imola, so hopefully see you guys there, and yeah, catch you guys soon. Ciao.